What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another video. So apparently, Kendrick Lamar found rap's next GOAT. I thought he was that, but hey, this video will explain that. So I'm curious. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. On the road to 5K. Appreciate y'all for the support and the love. Let's go ahead and check this out, shall we? 'Cause I'm curious to find out what this
While it
is.
may have seemed like everything happened the way it did,
Ooh, my bad. Okay, no. Everything's good. Everything's good. Okay.
merely for the sole purpose of Kendrick destroying Drake and ruining his image in a way that he could never quite come back from. There was
Yeah.
always a much greater purpose for Kendrick doing all this than just to take down his biggest rival, and while his mission is still far from over, and this will be something we see further explored on his upcoming album, he has already laid out a
Which
very strong
I'm
foundation to
super hyped
accomplish
for.
this bigger goal through events like his Pop Out concert and even the Not Like Us music video, as with all of these moments that have brought hip hop culture together in a rare way that we have not seen quite in this capacity for years. We are seeing firsthand a rap genre that is beginning to heal and restore back into an art form that values the love of its artistry and the purity of its culture more than the ridiculousness that has
Which
clouded the genre and made
I
it seem like a mockery of
appreciated.
what it once was. And although Kendrick has seemingly been back in hiding right now at this very moment, this does not mean we haven't seen any more growth or progression from this initial goal, as with the Pop Out concert and the Not Like Us music video. Aside from Kendrick's own showmanship and the constant reminders through these moments of just how great of an artist he is, one of the biggest things to come out of all of this was the reunion and then resurgence of the dominance that Kendrick Lamar and his label Top Dog Entertainment possessed over the
Yeah.
rap game, as from Black Hippie on stage together, to
That
then
was
seeing
so
Kendrick,
fire.
the crew, and the label that made up one of the greatest powerhouses rap has ever seen get back together in one menacing shot that showed the hip hop world that not just Lamar, but the rest of TDE are still here and ready to dominate. With all of this, Kendrick and the label that has backed him since the early 2000s never looked stronger, and now with all of this momentum, we have begun to see why Kendrick did what he did. And
Okay.
just how amazing it is that the tides have begun to shift in the rap world in terms of what listeners have their ears open to, because building off the
Yeah.
momentum to one of the biggest hip hop moments of all time, Top Dog Entertainment has now continued the job Kendrick started, as the label has officially transformed into a new era. And as Kendrick has left their wing and started his own label at this point, they have found a new MC who, while saying that they have the potential of Kendrick Lamar, just would not be a fair comparison to really anybody. What is safe to say is that in a hip hop
is it?
world right now that is flooded with grifters, imitators, and wave
Jeez,
chasers,
yeah.
with the momentum Kendrick Lamar created for himself, the label, and hip hop, and
Authenticity. Like literally authenticity. And it's crazy because I was looking at this video and it was breaking down like the quote unquote like industry plants, as far as in hip hop. And it's crazy the amount of quote unquote mean rap, but we got to take into consideration the audience base of some of these people, which can be a good and a bad thing, because it is a lot of younger audiences. The thing that I really like that Kendrick was able to do in this beef was pull out the artistry. It wasn't just bars. There was all these crazy double, triple, quadruple entendres, everything from the music videos, the visuals, everything was art, you know, versus Drake. A lot of it, you can say that it was all like it was art, but in a very toxic way. You know, yes, Kendrick used AI, but it was in a creative way. Drake used AI in a very toxic way. You know what I mean? Um, Kendrick Lamar did a music video, a visual for one of the tracks in the beef that was creative, that was layered, that was stuff that wasn't just surface level, because all the stuff that made the Drake diss as far as the visual, the music video was the main thing was him having the Good Kid Bad City, van on there, so eh, it was dope, like seeing it, like it's just like, yo, this is wild, but there's a difference. There's a clear difference in artistry. And I don't like the narrative that, oh, Kendrick, has to drop music all the time. I'm seeing people react to his old stuff like it's brand spanking new. He has quite the discography. So it's just all like, yes, for certain artists, would I like for them to drop all the time? To an extent, I think about someone like Currency or Lil Wayne when he had his crazy mixtape slash feature run. It was just destroying just everything, but it was for a period of time. DJ Academics always brings that up, but people always say, "Oh, Kendrick is just gonna disappear." Yo, not every artist needs to be. The fact that he has that luxury to do that, let him do his freaking thing, man. Like you ain't hounding a Jay-Z, you ain't hounding, other people that haven't dropped in years. You know what I mean? So it's the dope authenticity that I really, really enjoy with Kendrick. And like homie said in the video, like there is that's coming out that we see. But I'm curious to see who's this artist that
Element
he's
and
talking about.
repertoire of TDE that has given us so many classic albums over the past 15 years at this point.
It's
Top
true
Dog
though.
Entertainment has now produced a new star and somebody who they have designed to carry the torch that Kendrick
Ooh.
left the label off with. And the person they have picked to do this is the
Oh,
one and only
okay.
Doechii. And now if you think
Okay.
I'm lying or over exaggerating about this young MC,
Okay, see, before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Catalog, yeah. These are not singles, these are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase all of that in the link in the description. And just check it out because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways, guys, I needed to do a reaction to her swamp sessions because it was like this whole boom bap type of thing. And I think I seen Screwface and he was just like the female Kendrick Lamar. And I'm just all like, yo, who? Okay, so I'm gonna have to check her out. So if you want to see the rest of the video, because this was who, since I don't know anything about her, this is what I have to go, check out to find out. But if you've heard of her, let me know in the comments. Do you think that he's spot on with his assessment? Now, when it comes to the rap goat conversation, of course, these conversations are going to be thrown around. Comparisons are always going to be there. I really just wish that it just kind of just really got into the artistry. I think a lot of times people think like, oh, there's not enough content to make or anything like that. I like creating content in general. That's why I don't mind being on camera. That's why I'm so comfortable, because with being a performer, this is just like, yo, plus I've been recording myself, whether voice or video, since like sixth grade. You know what I mean? So, but it's there's when it comes to just these goats and different things like that, I feel like we just need to let artists be artists. Of course, there's going to be the comparison, but it's like, for one, it's too early. Like, I know a lot of people, they like to be like, somebody just drops a project. Oh, it's a classic. Like, no, classic is over time. It could be a dope, good album in the time being, but whether it's going to be a classic is going to be further down the line. Whether somebody's going to be a GOAT in rap and hip hop, that's something I feel like you can't really call right now. It can be a dope artist. They can be doing some really dope stuff, but as far as a GOAT, that takes time. That takes time to get to that point. You know what I mean? So that's why I just was curious to see who it was. Now, I am glad that we get some more apparently dope, female MCs because I'm tired of the Ice Spices, I'm tired of the Lottos, I'm tired of the Megan Thee Stallion. I'm gonna do this reaction. MC Light recently dropped a freaking track. So we need some more dope female artists, you know what I mean? But to just be like next rap goat, I don't know about that. Maybe that's just the click because it got my attention. I was just all like, Who's this?" But huh, man, I am curious to see where hip hop's gonna be going. I'm curious to know what y'all think as well. I personally feel, as a person who participates in it by way of being a rapper myself, but also commentating and doing reactions on it, being a fan of it as well. I feel like we're gonna go to some interesting places. It's just like it's almost like one of those things like what else can hip hop do? I think we're going through a growth spurt right now. Hip hop's trying to hold on to because there's always gonna be the element of youth, the youthfulness to it. But hip hop is over 50 now, and so I feel like there's an aspect, especially commercially, that's clinging on to as far as that youthful, uh, very ego driven, materialistic, type of things, but it is diving into that maturity, and I feel like the reason being is because maybe hip hop in itself just doesn't know how it's going to be received in that particular way. There's always going to be the youthful aspect of it. There's always like that. I feel like the dance music, club music, all that's been around. And we go back to disco, you know what I mean? So that's always going to be there. I think that we've just gotten to levels of toxicness, meme rap, everything to where at the end of the day, I don't really get on artists for their the fans they were able to create. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, we can blame labels, we can blame all this different things, but if an artist is usually where they're at, it's because they found a market and people like that music. So and in the internet age where you can like that type of music and even if it's not a part of your personality and no one knows you might randomly listen to this artist, the fact that that artist can still be able to blow up and be in the bigger audience range of people because of casual listeners, that's a trip. It's a double-edged sword, for artists that feel that they are good or they have substance to give. It's figuring out how to find that yourself, so that's the journey that I've been exploring. I'm 33. I've been performing, rapping since 15. You know what I mean? So try to figure this out, but more recently, just with internet in general, trying to figure that out. Most of my stuff has been physical, so understanding this has been interesting, but I'm curious. I do have one of her things set to react to. So let me know if you want to see that reaction in the comments. But hey, let me know what y'all think. It's Mr. Composition MC that writes fiction. Back at it with another video. If she's not next, is there someone who has been around a little bit, longer that could fit that next, or who's the next big three in your opinion? Let me know. But make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.